All right. Let's see what we got here. Hi, ho, everyone. And we're trying a whole new setup here. So bear with us here for a moment. Let me see here.
I'm looking to see if I can see it yet.
There we go. Live.
Yep.
Says we're live. All right. Let me. Where's my volume on this thing?
I think it's on the side.
We're professionals. I don't know if you've seen this before.
We are.
We are. And we didn't. I didn't pre-announce this to give us a little angle scene.
Yeah.
Knows it. Let's see. I don't know. I think the lighting was better before. Can you go too bright? Or can you go too bright with lighting? I don't know.
As someone who gets migraines, I would say yes, but it kind of looks like we're buffering, but I could be totally
It does
wrong.
look like we're buffering.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
All right. Sorry, we're getting this all set up. We're finally here.
Wait.
Yeah, can't forget this. We're finally here in Vegas, so we're trying a new setup, trying to see how it works out. We're trying to streamline everything and keep it simple. We got cheap reviews in the house. Carter Bourne, David Denham, Jason B's here, Infernal Craftsman's around, Lawrence McCarty, did I get that right? Mark's here, much better now. Craig says, you are indeed buffering. Buffer. Just kidding, you're fine. It's better.
Thanks, Zapiel.
So we'll see how it goes. So we're in the RV, as you can tell by the background has changed. And the antenna, I don't know if you saw this before, the satellite, I've actually got it slightly below the roof line because the wind was so bad.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try adjusting it some, but it says that it looks good. That the field of view is perfect, so we should be fine. We'll see how it goes.
Mark, is it Junker? Says nice hairpiece. They're ossicones. They're a giraffe. I'm going to try really hard not to kick the camera over, but no guarantees.
So basically what we got here is we have the cell phone over here, a light behind it, and I've got my tablet. She has her phone.
Yep.
So how does everything sound? How's it look? I know this is not boring, exciting tool talk kind of stuff, but we will get into the toolness here in a minute. Let's talk about that planet. Oh, planer. Someone was like, I don't remember seeing planets in the news. Balloons I've seen in the news.
Lawrence, thank you for correcting us. It's Mac-a-T.
McAtee. Oh, there we go.
Like the name. Awesome. Thank you.
Polly says hello from Sac City, Iowa. Mike Ebb says, howdy, y'all. We are getting intermittent buffering strangeness. Well, that's the thing about Starlink. Its upstream speed isn't the greatest. Now, what we could do is, if it doesn't work out, I could probably turn off Wi-Fi on the phone. I don't know if the stream will auto switch though. That's the problem. Maybe we'll try a test stream later and see how that does. Because I'm thinking that when I'm doing videos this week, I'm going to have to use the cell phone data for the upstream. Because downstream is fantastic with the satellite.
Right. Craig Allen says, at the Den of Tools. Sounds good. Looks good. One of my best friends lives just outside of Vegas. If I give you his address, can you chomp him?
I probably can. And to be honest, we are just outside of Vegas ourselves. We got here on Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we got here on Tuesday. Wednesday, we were at the trade show. Friday, it was Thursday. We went to Walmart to get some supplies on Thursday, and I was ready to burn the entire city to the ground. Being in a town with population over 100,000 anymore gives me anxiety. I'm not saying it makes me violent, but I can see why people become violent in cities. This is ridiculous. I don't think humans were meant for this kind of dense population. And in San Francisco, Vegas is not that dense, honestly. It's not as bad as like San Francisco, but people are so rude. And the one thing I couldn't get over was we saw like somebody in a brand new $300,000 car
Yes.
cruising the parking lot looking for a parking spot up front at Walmart.
Yep. Well, and I said maybe that's how they afford their car.
I shop at Walmart. I don't have that car. Anyway.
Lou, let me know how to say your last name. Is it Racanelli? It says hello from Costa Rica. Pura vida.
I would love to go to Costa Rica.
Yeah. Me too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I went super.
It was a nightmare. Boy, traffic, we had to go and we had to do the stuff downtown. Or down at the convention center, down at the Strip.
Mm-hmm.
And we had 2 days in a row we had to go down there. Got to meet the people. We ran into the guys from Kuhn Trucking at the Channel Lock booth.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Channel Lock folks, so nice. So nice. And the Kuhn Trucking guys. I mean, I like their channel. They're good people. We don't always agree on everything. I know they're big in tool trucks and all that kind of stuff. That's them. Great guys. Just a super great time chatting with them. Go check them out if you get a chance. Tell them the Den Tool sent you over there to say hi. Just great people. And who else do we run into? We ran into Pro Tools and the Tool Wife.
Yeah.
They're Instagrammers. So if you get on Instagram, you check them out. Husband and wife team. We were in first booth we went into. I'm sitting there doing some filming. And he's like, "It's the Den of Tools." I turn around and they're right there. Just great folks. We and also all the other people we met there and said hi and whatnot. A lot of great people. Anyway, it was a great show. It was so much better than last year.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think the show was going to come back after last year's fiasco. SK wasn't there because SK was at the last show and they were at SEMA and they're like, we're not doing hardware show again. It was so bad. Great Tools was at the last, or Great Works was at the last show. They weren't there, or at least I didn't see them. But there were a lot of cool people there. Some people we're going to try and work with. Some people have reached out to me. I'm going to try and get a hold of some of the cat tools. The Cytex, SIT, whatever that was. They had the cordless coffee maker that looks extremely
super cool. I could not stop playing with it, and I can't even drink coffee. It was really cool.
Very reminiscent of the Makita one, and there were some hints that maybe they make it for somebody else. Anyway, that's perfect. My friend is rude. Go chomp him.
I was trying to figure that out. You want the bear to go chomp them? Friends are.
I've had friends like that. I think we all have. Let's see here. You need to smoke the good stuff to deal with being in the city. Oh, there's not enough of that in the world.
Yeah.
Hey, from Central New York, Matthew Ryan's in the house. How's it going? Gramute is here as well.
Hey!
That is so cool. Gramute, I'm guessing, is in Miami. Sorry.
There's a few things that I would like you to pick up in Miami.
Yeah, like a Cubano, that'd be great.
I was thinking more of, what is it called? Richard is here. Robert is here. It is like a super cool market, and they have amazing chips.
Oh, yeah.
Go check it out.
Speaking of food, we stumbled across a great restaurant over in Henderson, the noodle shop. Was it called Hong Kong Noodle Shop or something like that?
I am totally blanking on what it's called, but yeah, I think that is what it's called.
Handmade like noodles. If you've never seen the traditional old school way that they make noodles, which is they braid it. Kung Fu. Nope. No, it wasn't Kung Fu noodles.
But it's.
Anyway,
I'll look it up.
Find a hand. They advertise it as handmade. It's a small, like in a strip mall, and they've got a plexiglass booth around the kitchen area, and they're flipping and twisting and braiding and stringing, and the noodles are amazing because this is a giant thing of dough, and as they twist it, they do this twist, let it spin out, then they stretch, then they do it again, and as they do that, they add flour to it, and it separates and naturally, and then they like beat it. It breaks into noodles. Cut the ends off, and you've got noodles. It was amazing.
It is Kung Fu noodles.
And hold it closer.
Is that it?
Yeah, you're right. Kung Fu Noodle. Yeah, so much for him.
Yeah. It's super good. You should go check it out. You can watch them make it. Really yummy stuff.
Let's see here.
And hey, Chris, how are you? I'm guessing, are you working? I can't remember if you have great. It says good evening all with a $4.99 super chat.
Woo!
Friendly reminder to chomp the like button and all of the YouTube things. Thank you so much. I know that you are off the coast of, I want to say Texas, but I feel like that's
on a rig. Oh wow!
But I hope that you were doing well. I know sometimes you have like.
It was low for them. If it was low for anybody else. The next time, I've got an external mic we can try for this setup. I need to figure out how to run that and power to the phone at the same time.
I'm going to adjust. Let me know if I'm completely out of frame.
What I can do is I can't pause my video, so I'm not sure. You have your video paused?
Yeah.
Okay. What's up, Miss Eleanor?
Nothing.
Don't shake the table.
Sorry.
The girl child.
Did you bring me snacks?
No, I spent all the $15 because they have tax here, unlike Montana.
Yeah, it takes us a little bit to like remember that there's things like sales tax. And
Oh my god, I feel like I'm getting stuck up every time I buy something. Oh, and there's X on it. Good grief. If Earl Craftsman mentions that humans were never meant to live like insects, I totally agree. Let's see, where else was I? There was some other comment I thought I missed.
here. He is awesome. He is on an oil rig.
All right, yep. And I just got an ad. Well, that's good news, I guess. I'm now watching somebody do a wheelie on a 10-speed. I kid you not.
His name's Peter.
Peter. I'm getting a non-skippable ad.
I just heard you say that you were watching someone, so I think we're back. Maybe?
I don't think so. I think it took me to another video.
No, non-skippable ad. We were just talking about that. And I just heard myself. Let us know if you can see what we're doing.
See if I can wave there, see if something happens. Well, I don't see something repeating.
Somebody says, Didiz says, and we're back. Jennifer
Hey!
says, back. Whoa, then the dog
And the
lost
psycho
her
dog.
mind.
Right.
Wheelie
Go
on a
down.
10-speed. Go lay down. Neil F says, live and clear.
There we go. All right, that's what I like. Who knows? Thank you for bearing with us.
Yes. Wear a helmet, please. That was your question?
No.
Then you can text me. But I can't have a conversation right now.
Let's see here. Junktown Craftsman says it would seem we have been found by the tool truck mafia. We must act quickly before more than just the internet is lost.
I'm gonna sneeze and I apologize.
Bless you. All right.
Yay! Chris says you can hear us loud and clear.
Awesome.
Sorry about the sneezing.
Maybe China shot down your YouTube internet connection. Internet be blue. I love that they let that thing fly all the way across our ICBMs, all our military bases, all the way across the country. It got the entire country, and then they shot it down. Way to act on that. I love it. They were like, we can't shoot it down over Montana because it might land on somebody. Everyone in Montana is like, please. You might hit a deer. You might hit a cow. Buy us a new cow. It'll be fine.
Thank you, Dan. He said bless you.
Let's see where else. Ended up with yellow. Hope it grows on me. Oh my gosh. Who got the 72-inch Harbor Freight top and bottom box sales? Got 25% off the bottom box, 50% off on the top box. Actually, a little less than that because the way Harbor Freight does their math. Yeah, Harbor Freight math is, yeah. Back live. Awesome. Mater says, Tomato, live and clear. We're back. Dean says, I tried to buy the green top and bottom boxes at local. They couldn't sell the bottom display box yet. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know what he's talking about, so what's going on is that the Series 3 cabinets are coming out and I believe what I heard. Well, I actually just got a comment on it. Is May, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, I can look up my email real quick because they just talked to me about this. Sorry, this whole week's been a mess as we readjust. Every time we move from up north to down south, from down south to up north, it sets everything back a week.
Mater's Workshop says, just as long as it didn't land on some giraffe ears. That's right. Don't worry. It's not going to land on us. What else? Again, thank you, Dan, for the bless you. What else we got going on? Dean says Series 3 has to be going up in price. No way they could maintain the current pricing. Matthew says at the Dev Tools, I assume the concern was more about what they shot it down with, hitting something unintended if it missed.
An F-22 Raptor is what they shot it down with. The first confirmed air-to-air kill of the F-22 Raptor that we paid billions and billions of dollars for was a balloon.
Chris, thank you so much. Member for 39 months.
Woo!
I don't know why I can't speak today. My mouth is not cooperating. Thank you so much.
That's
that
insane.
Is super awesome.
So what was I going to say? Oh, Harbor Freight news. So going back, so the Series 3 cabinets are coming out I believe, they're coming out in spring. I believe it's going to be late spring. I think May is what I heard. So that said, they have, sorry. We'll light her on fire later. The cabinets that they have in store are going to be clearanced out. They know fully well that everyone wants roller cabinets. So the bottom boxes are going to be the last thing to go on sale. And they're not currently allowed to be put on sale, but the top boxes, and I think side cabinets as well, managers have been told that they can clearance them out. Now, when they say can be, does not mean you have to do it.
Right.
The manager sits there and goes, I think I get enough traffic in my store, I think I can sell them at full price. And if they think they can do it, they are going to try and do it because the more money, managers make bonuses based on how much they sell. It's typical of any retail environment. There's nothing different there. But there is a possibility of getting top boxes and side cabinets at a discounted rate. And it, just ask, get to know your manager, be chummy with them, or, work in the sugar and the honey there, and then ask to see, what kind of discount they can work for you on the box. And be like, and then when they tell you, be like, oh, shoot, yeah. I heard there was going to be a discount. I was hoping it was going to be a bit more because, I didn't get as much back in my tax return, but maybe I'll just keep looking. And then maybe that'll get them to work it down some, and who knows what will happen. Just remember, be nice, be pleasant about it. Don't tell them, well, the Den Tools told me you have to sell it at a discount, because that's not the case. But they've been authorized that they can sell it at a discount. So, that said, at some point the bottom boxes will go on sale. So, if you can get a discount on a bottom box, good on you, but don't expect it. It's not going to happen. I did see, though, recently the Icon boxes on the Scratch and Dent, which I believe the site is harborfreight.com/scratch-dent is the site for it. They recently got in a bunch of bottom boxes. So if you're looking to go with the Icon, and the Icon and the US General are not interchangeable. So if you go with the Icon, you're going to be stuck in the Icon line. Just be aware of that. That said, though, with the US General, they're fabulous boxes. You can do all sorts of great stuff. There's a huge modding community out there. I read an article today about somebody who got rid of one of the bigger drawers and had ordered parts and got two smaller drawers. He had to add rivets for it, but he said it was nothing. He said it was a 5-minute job putting the extra rivets in for the drawer slides. So anyway, that was pretty awesome. But what was the other thing I heard? The new The new brushless Hercules should be hitting stores anytime this week. They should be coming out shortly. They're fantastic. Everything I've been seeing, everyone who's testing it and stuff, I'm stunned. I mean, I played around with them, and I was stunned with how good they were for the money. They're beating or tying most of the other major manufacturers out there. I think I did the only test where the Hercules actually lost, and that was with a spade bit, yeah, like an 1.5-inch spade bit in pressure treated against the Flex, which is basically I think the most powerful impact driver going right now. It's for the money. I mean, it's half the cost of everything else that's out there, and it's kicking everyone's butt. And now they got a 5-year warranty on the tool, 3-year warranty on the battery. I don't know. I've been telling people for years, Harbor Freight's changing. Everyone says that I'm a liar. Wonder how they're going to justify this one now. Let's see. Is there any other news going around? Do you remember anything from the show we needed to talk about? The cat stuff is available at cat dealers. I did not know the cat dealers. I haven't known a cat dealer in decades. So we're going to have to make a trip to a cat dealer and see what they have in store. And warranty-wise, they said that, I believe they said 5-year warranty. You remember what the warranty was?
I think it was 5.
It was 5 years. But the warranty on the cat products is you can take them back to where you bought them.
Yeah.
So if you've got a cat dealer nearby and you go and you buy the tool and something happens to it, you can take it right back to that dealer and they'll take care of it.
Right.
That's pretty awesome. Who else did we talk to? Talked to a lot of good people. California Air. California Air has a new airless paint sprayer coming out.
Yeah.
Ironic. California Air, airless paint sprayer. We have 2 more hooligans who are about to come in.
Yeah.
Our oldest is driving, and we can hear his truck from a mile away. Who else did we talk to? We talked to a bunch of generator folks, a lot of power folks. Oh, we talked to the folks at EcoFlow, and they've got a new robo mower. That's super cool. But if you're looking at robo mowers were a big thing. There was a bunch of people with robo mowers, but they had a portable cooler. You've seen me do reviews on it. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Remember, we're recording here.
Well, actually, you're live.
You can
so
text me
That's
if
true,
you have
you're
something
right.
you want to say.
There's a difference.
So, being thundering buffaloes is ill-advised at this moment.
Yeah.
Duncan and Griffin, you can say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Anyway, the EcoFlow, they got a portable refrigerator like you've seen us reviewed, but instead of like the other ones, it's actually got a removable battery. So if you're traveling and you're on battery on it, or like the other ones, you have to be plugged into, like I've taken a battery bank with us or plugged into the truck. This one's got a battery. It's interchangeable, so you can carry multiple ones. And it's got an ice maker. I've never seen one with an ice maker.
Oh,
That's
yes.
fantastic.
Oh, I did super like that. And it had wheels.
And it had wheels, so you
Sorry.
could pick it up and wheel it around, because it was kind of big.
I had a child messaging me, so I was multitasking. But yes, it was really cool. And I want to say that it does 18 ice cubes in like 3 minutes or something ridiculous.
And I will say, we went and looked at the outdoor stuff, which is usually, in the past, has been barbecues, fire pits, pellet grills. It was pizza ovens.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was pushing pizza ovens. Remember how a couple of years ago it was the griddle kind of thing? Everyone doing the Blackstone griddle kind of stuff. Everyone's doing pizza ovens. And on top of that, they're all doing pizza ovens with built-in pizza stones that rotate.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are manual. Some of them are automatic. One of them had this weird one with a lever on the side. You pushed, and it would half spin, and we pulled back, it would half spin. So you'd be sitting there rowing your pizza.
There's another one that had like a crank, and that one spun completely.
Yeah, but I was sitting there next to the hot pizza oven, cranking it like I'm an organ grinder with a monkey.
You are the monkey.
I am the monkey. All right, let me get back to the comments.
Yes, because shocking, you're behind.
Me behind?
What?
Oh, Barbecue 76 says, just wondering, how is Shaka's Ryobi stock doing? I heard he's in the green.
Barbecue 76.
Or she's
Thank
in the
you so much for
Right.
the $2
Chaka's in the
super
green.
chat. Oh, Chris, $1.99 super chat. I have to run. I have to do medic stuff. Good night, all. Good night, and thank you again. I am always super stoked when we see you. I know that you don't always have consistent internet, and we love it when you're able to join us. Be safe, and hopefully whoever needs medic stuff is okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's preemptive medic stuff.
Let me go back here, make sure I haven't missed any comments.
Him miss a comment? That being said, if you want us to read your comments, please do at the Den of Tools. I don't think that there's a little thing saying that. But if you
There
do
isn't.
at the Den of Tools, it will show up as orange and highlighted on our end, so we make sure that we don't miss it. We do get behind, but we really, really try not to miss anyone's comments. Every once in a while it happens. Are you okay?
I'm trying to find the little tab here so I can pop out the handle.
Okay. Every once in a while it happens, but just be patient. We will get to it, and if we, for whatever reason, miss your comment, please don't take it personally. There's a lot of comments, and sometimes we are human. I know, crazy, and we miss things.
Eddie says, did I see a cordless microwave? I saw a press release from Makita on a cordless microwave. I did not see one at the show. None of the big four were at the show. DeWalt had a presence at the show, but it wasn't DeWalt themselves. It was DeWalt branded products. So for those of you who don't know, if you buy, say, a DeWalt vacuum or a DeWalt air compressor or any of that kind of stuff that's not actually like a hand tool or power tool, not made by DeWalt. It's made by another company. I think it's Alton or something like that. And they have a brand deal with Stanley Black & Decker. And they make stuff for Craftsman, Porter Cable, and DeWalt. They also do Campbell Hausfeld. How do you pronounce that? Campbell Hausfeld. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So
Neil F. with a $5 super chat. In honor of Shaka, I'll say it. Ryobi sucks.
Neil, you're a real mensch picking up the baton when Shaka's not here. You're amazing, and that was just really awesome. Anyway, oh my gosh. Let's see here. Mater says they should have they should have held the Matthew Quigley rifle match earlier this year. For those of you who don't know, the Sharps rifle. If you've seen Quigley Down Under, he uses a Sharps rifle in that. The Sharps Rifle Company is in Big Timber, which is, what is it, half an hour from where we live in Montana. The whole factory's there. I've been talking to them. We're talking about doing a video of the shop and stuff. But if you want to get like a classic long range rifle, that's the place to go. And every year they do a Quigley rifle, where they do long distance shootings with Sharps rifles, and it's old guys down to teens doing the shooting. Yeah, they probably could have taken that sucker down. The Michael says, as for the balloon shoot down, Ward Carroll here on YouTube did an article about it. Technically interesting. Okay. Sidewinder with infrared seeker as opposed to heat seeker. Okay. My Sidewinder is a skill saw. Nice.
I saw that. We did not see the balloon in Montana.
No, we were down here before that happened. Plunger Bear says, I picked up the Hercules 8-inch bench grinder at Harbor Freight for $89 on clearance. It was an impulse buy. Any idea why this is being cleared out? Not sure. I hadn't heard anything about it being cleared out. If it is, it's because my guess is that they're switching manufacturers. And when they do that, they will clear out the existing stock to get the new stock in. Let me see here. I will go to Harbor Freight's website though and double check this if I can. That's your bench grinder. And
one moment, please.
And because I am not sharing internet with my phone now, it shouldn't slow down the stream. It does say clearanced. Look at that, right on the website. So, $139. If you get for $80, was $80, $90, anything under $100, and that is an absolute steal on that. It's very similar to the one that you'll see from Shopfox, which is Grizzly, and Shopfox is usually Grizzly, but the higher end, because Grizzly will be a spectrum. Shopfox is usually one or two, but they're always like the higher end. And if you can get that for $80, that's a slam dunk grinder right there. I might have to snag one. Let's see here. Check the cordless microwave.
Fred Hill has been a member for 29 months. I feel like you were a member and then something happened and you became a member again. But thank you so much. Super appreciate it.
Kill King says, stand clear with the new driver. We got a new driver. It's him. Duncan's been driving everywhere. Let him drive the truck the other day. He was tickled pink. Jennifer says, my friend in Earth Moving chooses deer, says cats and dogs. I get see what he did there. Does anyone know what's going on with the Craftsman USA tool line in the new factory? I spoke to them in October or November. They told me the stuff was going to be out at the end of the year. It's clearly not out. As I always say, anybody who tells me stuff's going to launch end of year, I tell them that they're being way overly optimistic, because some people take vacations, and there's just such a slowdown as people focus on current retail sales. I would imagine it would be out by spring.
Owen's Jeep Stuff says, good evening, good evening. Says, sorry I'm late. At least you made it, just like Jennifer said.
Neil says, old news, but I'm still disappointed Honda discontinued the single-stage snowblower. I put my HS 721 against a cheap dual stage. Yeah, Honda's pulling out of the small engine market for outdoor power stuff. Just the it's all moving towards electric, and I know people on this channel, I've heard it for years. You know, electric can't do what I need to do. Then somebody will say, well, I've got 120 acres. That's great, but that's not who most of these companies are targeting. All right, and they want to go electric because with a gas mower, they don't get to sell you more gas. With a battery powered equipment, they get to sell you more batteries. It makes more sense for them to switch to electric. On top of that, they have municipalities, they have school districts, governments, state governments. They even have HOAs saying, well, you can't have gas anymore. You got to switch to electric. So they're all going to switch to electric.
I can adjust. I'm sitting funny.
Matthew says, hand crank pizza oven. Burn off all the calories in advance so you don't feel guilty about eating pizza. Boy, I'll tell you, we ate some good food out there. That margarita pizza was so good.
Speak for yourself, buddy. Some
I
of
will.
us didn't get to eat
It was
it.
delicious.
Me and gluten are not. We're not friends. It's been winning, and I have been very sick. So.
Fred says it won't let me in. Into what?
I don't know.
John says the cordless 12-inch miter is a cordless 12-inch miter saw from Hercules coming out. Yes, they're looking at it. When it's going to be done, end of the year at best, is what I'm guessing. I could swear that I've seen pictures of one that I probably wasn't supposed to mention that I'd seen pictures of. Heading my way says the green XT full size half-inch impact is on clearance for $144.97 versus $149 in the other colors. Is that because the new super compact is only available in green? I don't know about that. My guess now that super compact makes, if I understand, makes as much power as the full size, doesn't it? Maybe they're retooling the full size to get it to make more power. Dentals, what's your take on the Icon digital torque wrench? Review says it beats Snap-on at a third the cost. All the torque wrenches that I have the original Icon click style. Absolutely love that thing. I've played around with that the whatchamacallit, the digital one at SEMA. It's fantastic. I'm not surprised that it beats Snap. Snap-on's so overinflated as far as pricing. Snap-on could cut all the prices in half
And still make
and still probably make a ton of money. But the that's a whole nother thing. I got into it with the guys at Coon Trucking talking about they're like, we know you're not a big fan of Snap-on, and I went into the whole thing. I don't have a problem with Snap-on tools. I don't really even have a problem with Snap-on dealers. It's Snap-on corporate and their business practices that I have an issue with. But I do say their tools are vastly overpriced for what they are. But what was I going to say? What else was there? Something. Oh, I saw a picture. Somehow I missed it. There were made in the USA icon tools at SEMA. I'm just going to leave that there. Let you stew in that. Look for this on YouTube. A black bear thought he was going to get a pork steak. He cradled over the fence and those two pigs ripped that. Oh,
yes. Yeah. Yep.
Don't mess with. I mean, boars are nasty pigs, man.
Yep.
And there's a reason why people would hunt with like spears with a crossbar and chainmail vests for them.
Texas CNC 59. Hey, first time watching. Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Yay!
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Says the person wearing ossicones.
Hey, you gotta listen to your local friendly giraffe.
Ossiconer.
Ossiconer.
Kill King 110 says, Dead Tools, there must be 1,000 country folk disappointed they didn't get a shot at the balloon. I'll tell you what. I can tell you if I was in Montana, me and the boys would be out there trying to figure out some long-range stuff, working out trajectories, trying to see what we could hit it with. I would definitely have given it a shot.
Barbecue 76, thank you for the $5 super chat. It says, Mrs. the Bear, if you truly wanted good food, you would have stopped by my house when you were in my neck of the woods. Just saying. I totally agree. The last time I was there, it was a little hectic. I was moving my mom to Montana, and
that's right.
We didn't even have time to see all of the local friends that were just right in Sacramento. Totally not trying to ignore you. I just didn't have time. But I am super sorry that I missed out on the food because I know it would have been amazing, and I love food.
Somebody said maybe the balloon was just trying to deliver tools to me.
I saw that.
Speaking of stuff that got delivered, we got another e-bike. So bear with us for that review. But I will say this. What's the name of it?
Mock wheel.
Mock Wheel, like MOKWH. Based on the name. I thought the name was idiotic. And I saw a small image. I thought this is going to be a super cheap one. It is nice. It's one of the nicest ones we've gotten.
It's nice of you to bring up my new bike.
And speaking of stupid names, if you've seen some of my videos, I often do a thing where I will make fun of these new companies and their new names. And then I'll offer, I'm like, just so you know, I offer free services. And you can call me or email me, and I will tell you whether your name is stupid. If you're a Chinese or foreign company and you think you're going to come out with this great name, call me. It was right after, I started doing this after DCK came out with their big red DCK tools.
Yeah.
And I actually had a company reach out to me, and I'm trying to remember what was the name of them. It was the villain from Ghostbusters 2. Vigo.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you think of this name, Vigo? And I'm like, well, other than being the villain from Ghostbusters 2, as long as you don't call it the Carpathian line, I think you'll be fine.
And just in case you're wondering, I get this service for free. Even when I don't want it. I'm like, I actually didn't ask for your opinion. He's like,
it's not about whether you want it, it's whether you need it.
I don't need it.
And that's another service we offer. We tell you what you need, not what you want.
Yeah. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. He's all mine.
All hers. Rav says, pigs in my experience go from docile pacifist to murder mode very quickly.
Yep.
They do. Eddie says, Den Tools, I've always been under the impression that power tools from Harbor Freight was not a smart buy. Is that changing? Yeah, and that's the thing. The second you see somebody go, well, my rule for Harbor Freight is if it plugs in or takes a battery, that's a hard skip at Harbor Freight. That tells me you haven't shopped there in 10 years, have you? I'm like, and there's some big YouTube channels. Who is it? 702 Woodworking. I like his stuff. But he did this whole video on I know it's good at Harbor Freight. And I'm sitting there going, you're talking about tools you've never tried, because you wouldn't say that. Nobody who's tried it says that. I mean, you may not agree it's the best tool out there, but yeah, the stuff changed. They came out with this. So basically, they've changed it to good, better, best. It's the stuff that's still. They still have the stuff that's cheap junk that may get you through one job, and if it does, it was probably cheaper than renting and good on you. And that's what is now called the good category. Then they have the better category, and usually the better category is what I would consider to be a medium to high tier DIY weekend warrior level. And that stuff is actually usually only a few percentage more than the basic good stuff. There's almost the only time to buy the bottom tier is when it's on like super on sale, or like it's a consumable or something like that. But the mid tier stuff is what you should pretty much always be looking at. And then they have the high stuff, the best, and usually I would rate that stuff as a value pro level. Okay, I rate stuff on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being like top of the line pro kind of stuff. 1 being you find it in the bargain basement at Big Lots kind of stuff. And 3 is like your prosumer, middle of the road. It's kind of pro. It could be used for a pro level, but it's usually DIYers who are buying it. And then in between that is this kind of little sweet spot that not a lot of people play in that area. That's called the value pro market. And I see Hercules in the value pro market. I see the Icon stuff in the value pro market. I see a lot of the hand tools and kind of stuff that they're doing over there. Some of the air compressors or the Fortress stuff falling into that level. So yeah, it's gotten way better than what it used to be. I did have a guy recently though. He complained about he bought the new automatic snake from Harbor Freight, and he was like, well, he's like, I used it twice, it worked great. Went to use it a third time and it broke, and it was in less than a year. It was close to a year, but not quite a year. He's like, and if I bought one of the other name brands, it would have come with a year warranty, and this should have come with a year warranty. But it only came with a 90-day warranty. And that's the thing. This is the mentality people can't get past. Harbor Freight's giving you the option. They're like, like you don't have to buy the warranty. And I wish they would change it. I wish they would list it at full price, and you could get a rebate for opting out of the warranty. Because if I told you, hey, this tool is now the same price as everything else, but you can opt out of the warranty and save X amount of percent of the sale price, lots of people would still do it. They'd still get the same savings, but they would understand the mechanics of what are really going on. I'm not saying Harbor Freight's the best out there. I've never said that before. There's a lot of stuff from Harbor Freight I don't care for. I don't think is a great value proposition. But that said, there's a lot of stuff that is great there, and I like supporting them because it's an American company that supports, I think it's like 15 or 16,000 Americans right now. They employ more Americans than any other tool company out there. More than Stanley Black & Decker, more than TTI, more than anybody else. So, and they're local. They've got over 1,300 stores now, so they support local communities and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm ranting at this point, so I'll stop.
Again.
All yours. Michael says, need to have fun. Need to go probably. Have work in the morning. I think you read that one.
Yep.
Fred says, Mrs. Barry, you're correct. I was on for a little over a year. Then I was kicked out and had to start over in Las Vegas. Yes, we are.
Yes. And you are not the only person that has happened to. Like, cards expire. We had a family member who was like, what is this charge I'm doing? And they just didn't know what it was. They forgot. No big deal. We were super glad to have you.
Den Tools, 5:30 my time. That's my female attempt to moderate and keep you on track. Is that me saying I'm behind? I guess it's 5:47, so I'm behind by a bit. In case you didn't know, on TikTok, Milwaukee just posted a video.
Yes, I saw that too.
Got to pop up on my screen. Jennifer has a phone call for Craftsman. Says, if you have contact at the new B&D factory, I'll drive over and take pics, videos for you. It's not far from me. I don't have contact at the factory. I have a contact at corporate in their PR. So I'm getting the full PR. Like, it's going to be happening soon. We're moving forward. We're escalating to go towards a, ultimate, whatever. You're behind. You're missing dates.
That being said, we have had people contact us about wanting us to highlight something, and you should always feel free. If you take video of something or you have something you want us to talk about,
do.
please send it to us. Sorry, that's my 27 cents.
No, I love getting information from people out in the field who are closer to something that have more practical knowledge.
Right, or if you are just working with a product.
Sorry, I was just eyeballing my daughter. She's eating my snacks.
My snacks?
I don't know. Someone's snacks. Fred says, what I hate is Snap on a Matco go after young kids that are just coming out of school and they need tools. I do hate that. And I hate getting people into debt. We're very much, I would not say I'm of the Gordon Ramsay school, because I do believe that there's good debt.
It's not Gordon.
Not Gordon Ramsay.
It's Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsay.
We're having a moment.
Gordon Ramsay and I have issues as well. His steak method, I believe, is okay. By the way, I'm going to be doing a whole series on how to cook steaks. So we're going to do the cast iron pan fry. We're going to do the traditional 2 minutes, and then roast it. I'm going to do the new one that they're talking about, which is the just keep flipping method, which actually works, believe it or not. It works quite well. We've got a sous vide set up, so we're going to do that. The only thing I don't have a pellet grill here. Maybe I can find a small portable pellet grill so
Maybe
we can do.
We have a neighbor that we could.
Yeah, we'll do a reverse sear kind of stuff. And then I've also started doing a version specifically with ribeyes that is done very much like the Kobe beef style, where I'll get a hard sear on it, and then we'll cut it into strips, and then I'll roll the strips, and then cube it, and that's actually really good. Then do a pan reduction into a sauce over that.
Gordon Ramsay, debt for a big meal. That's right. He meant Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey. But there is good debt. I get wanting to not, owe money on your house. We don't owe money on our house. But it's...
Sorry, my daughter's sign language is happening right now.
But when it comes to investment and stuff, if you're investing in property, you're going to go in debt and you leverage that debt and get that money to work for you. And I totally get that. It's easy for Dave Ramsey, to sit there and say don't have debt when he's making millions of dollars every year and he doesn't have to worry about it. For other people,
Sorry, I just fell.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Did you fall or just trip?
Did you land on
Just
a bike?
No.
Okay.
Love you. Helmet.
Where's she going?
Walking out of we got to figure out something, because walking out of this it's the pad that we're on. We're in a wonderful RV park, by the way. We absolutely love it here.
He means that. It sounded sarcastic. He really means it.
Sorry for sounding sarcastic. But for some reason, and I can't figure it out because it doesn't seem like we're on a slope or anything, we seem up really high. Because that last step coming off the RV I've almost bit it a couple times.
Well, I think the other thing is we need to get a mat so that there's something for it to adjust and rest on. Yeah.
What I think we should do is just build stairs like everyone else.
Yes. A number of people are saying steaks. I'll be watching steaks.
Yeah.
People are into it. And one comment, David Casada, I think that's how you say your last name, says it's 5:45 avocado time. It is avocado time. It's 5:52 here, but
It's always avocado time somewhere.
yeah. For me, I'm always into the avocados.
So I've been doing a deep dive for the past couple of years, ever since Pit Boss. Big shout out to Pit Boss. Sent me that pellet grill, the first pellet grill, and I've honestly found that there's not a ton of barbecue I like. I like barbecue ribs, and I like pulled pork, but like brisket, I'm not a huge fan of brisket.
I love brisket, so if you have brisket,
And when we get
contact
home,
me.
if you want me to make you a brisket, I will make you a brisket. I'm not going to eat any of it.
I
Although I
love
do like
brisket.
burnt ends.
You cannot have my burn ends.
Yeah.
They're mine.
But I've been doing this deep dive into steak, and then I started looking at steak. And one of the things that sorry, I know we're going on a complete
I
tangent
don't know
away from
how I get
tools here.
behind.
One of the things about steak that really gets me is if I go to buy a cheese, it'll tell me the country of origin and usually like what region it's from. It'll tell me what year it is. If I go to buy a wine,
Yeah.
it'll tell me the year, the country of origin, the county, who bottled it, whose feet stomped on it, what his second cousin's name was, and why he missed school that one day. They'll tell me everything.
Yeah.
I went and tried to figure out when it comes to beef, and I can if I go to a good butcher, I can get like good grass fed. I'm like, is it grass fed, grass finished, grass fed, corn finished? And like the best butcher that I could find in Montana, in our area, was able to tell. And they're like, it's grass fed, it's corn finished. I'm like, not my favorite. I prefer grass and grass, which is funny coming from Iowa, that I'm not a big fan of corn fed beef anymore. And a lot of people don't like the taste, but I love grass finished beef. It has a great flavor. And they're like, the steak is regionally sourced. I'm like, what does that mean? Regionally sourced. Well, they're like, it's from Montana or one of the states around Montana. Okay, but I want to know what farm it's from. I'm like, am I getting Angus? Is it black Angus? Is it red Angus? What is it? And they're like, well, I think it's Angus. You think. And Angus, honestly, Angus is the Honda Civic of meat. It's a terrible steak. It really is. You got to get, and you got to get away from Angus. And it's almost like the sea bass of steak, because like if anything is at least 50%, 51%, the cow is 51% black, they can call it a black Angus. Right, I'm off my steak rant.
Neil F says, at the Dev Tools, gotta run. Wish me luck on tracking down the Matco truck this week.
Good luck. I know what it's like trying to find the tool trucks.
And David Casada said, avocado time equals California. Okay,
Ah.
I get it. That makes sense. I was just excited because
You have an avocado.
I'm into avocados.
And they're not from Mexico. Not anymore.
No.
Broken Fish says, hi.
That says Mexico.
Does what? Let me see.
Yeah.
It does say Mexico. I thought these were banned. You have an illicit avocado. Or
I'm
really,
going to eat it shortly.
or a really old
Don't
one.
worry, I'm going to dispose of it. It'll be fine.
Fred says, hit that like. It's okay to hit that like button, kiddos. It's fat free. It's also grass fed, grass finished.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Mercedes Metris work vans? Okay, maybe I'm not up to date. I stopped all the Mercedes work vans. I've not heard great things about. Mercedes is one of these. When I was young, Mercedes were like, it's a tank. It'll run forever. And I'm 54, by the way, officially now. By the way.
Which means my birthday's coming soon.
Next week. This was just recently was my birthday. Now it's her birthday. So all the birthday stuff to her. But anyway, I don't think I would invest in Mercedes right now.
Yeah. Welcome back, Chris. Chris says, at the Den of Tools, I'm back. It was simple. Take 2, call me in the morning. I love that. I am a super nerd, and I know there's HIPAA and everything, but I think your job sounds super interesting.
David says, you rock. The balloon was just trying to drop off Chinese food menus. If it's a good Chinese food place, I would be happy with it. I really would. Or Indian. I love a good Indian. We had to go out and get Indian food. Oh my gosh. My daughter, I love her so much. Her new favorite food that she's into is Indian food. Craig says, the people behind DCK need to come out with a line called PSY.
Mm-hmm. We're just going to, family channel,
Yep.
leave it there. Mm-hmm.
Rick says, where can I get a stubby set of SAE hex wrench ratchets? Stubby hex. Anywhere plus a grinder. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen stubby hex. There's got to be like I usually in that kind of case I would look at a bit driver for something like that. Like get one of the mini ratchets like the Icon one, or who else? Ware makes a good mini ratchet. They make a great mini ratchet, honestly. And then use a bit driver on it. If you're actually looking for like Allen key style hex, or you talking like T shape, because I've never seen stubby T handles. Cut them off. If anybody's gonna have it, is it Bond House? Is that what I'm thinking of? No, it's not Bond House, is it? There's 2 American companies that make hex and Allen keys kind of stuff, and I'm completely spacing on their names. I've had so many names, tool names thrown at me this past week from the trade show that my brain's kind of shut down.
Socket will not fit.
Oh, that sucks. What about bit drivers?
Bond House? Bond?
Not socket bit drivers, but like the actual mini bit drivers. Like Gear Wrench sells one where they're like, like you get like a bit for a screwdriver and it fits into it and you can ratchet it. That's a nice one too.
Have a great week, Frank Landgraf. Have a good night.
Neil says he tried the Icon needle nose and they don't suck much better than the older HFT. That's good to know. I've been wanting to try those since they came out. Mike says, Dentals, your opinion, Pittsburgh digital auto angle gauge to use on my table saw. Good enough? Yeah, it's those digital ones. They're all great. It's hard to find a bad one. And the Harbor Freight one, if you do have a bad one, you can go right back to Harbor Freight and deal with them. I have one. It's never let me down.
Dr. Falcon says Guatemala avocados for the win. Much better than Mexico. I don't even know if I've eaten a Guatemalan one. I'm into trying them.
Fred says, I've been thinking about going pig hunting down in Texas, but now I can't because of my back. Well, I'm at 5 weeks from back surgery. I'm tired of waiting. This is no way to live. I am so sorry, Fred. That is...
I totally am sorry.
Excuse me. So I have problems with carbonated soda, apparently. I have problems with my back. I don't know if it's a slipped or herniated disc or something. Like right now it's totally fine. But if I move too fast or something, it'll spike up and then I'll have pain for like 6 weeks.
Trying to knock on some wood.
Something that's wood like. But having constant pain like you do, I don't. Yeah. That's just torture. It really is. I hope they get you in there and get that fixed soon. Dean says, anyone else tried this Icon snap ring plier set? I'll tell you what, when it first came out, it got a lot of negative reviews. People said it was junk. They changed manufacturer, and now I've heard nothing but praise for it. So, I've not used it myself, though, full disclosure. Just a second. Broken Fish. Tools you would recommend for Go Kit, and thanks for news about East Wing tools. So, I'm not a Go Kit kind of person so much as a get home kind of person. All my stuff is at home. My whole thing is to get back to my home base, figure out what we're going to do from there. All my tools and stuff are at home. So I keep a set of, and I've talked about it before, I should do a whole video on what I keep in my truck because I honestly keep quite a bit of stuff in my truck these days. Um, Everything from hand tools, power tools, powder actuated tools, all of that because there's a lot of situations. Fire extinguishers, good thing to have in the vehicle. But as far as hand tools, there's a kit that I use, but the problem with it, the reason I can't tell you what it is it keeps changing manufacturing names. I'm not really worried about like the warranty and stuff on it, and it's not the super highest quality, but it's a great selection for just under $100. Crescent makes a kit that's very similar. It's a little bit more expensive, but when it goes on sale, it's definitely the go-to one. And it's weird because it looks like a suitcase, like it's like tall and thin and flat, and then it's got two doors that swing open on either side. So you basically have three panels. All your sockets are in the middle, wrenches are on one side, ratchets and stuff are on the other side. If one of the mods, if you can put a link to it, I can't look it up right now. If you can put a link to the type of kits that I'm talking about, I use that because it has about everything you need, and because I drive a pickup truck daily, so it's something that will go behind my back seats, nice and slim, rather than a box style, one of those power cube kind of things that people use. Yeah. All right, top of the hour. The top of the hour is the moment where we stop and we pause and we say thanks. You know what? We haven't said thanks before, and the first thing we should say thanks to is to Jesus Christ and God above, because we're very blessed to live this life. And I know I say God bless at the end of every show and stuff, but if we're saying thanks, that's where we should start with our thanks. So our thanks go out to the Creator. And I know I don't get very religious stuff on this, but it's Sunday night with the family and friends here, which is what we think of all of you. And I'm sure you guys understand that we feel incredibly blessed, and we hope that you have those blessings in your life as well. Secondly, I want to say thank you to all the mods. That's everyone with the cobalt blue wrench behind their name. You all are fantastic here each and every week, helping out, posting links, reminding people to chomp the like button, getting rid of trolls, and just being awesome. If you are a mod, put a link to your channel down below so people can go and find your channel. If you're not one of the mods, great way of saying thank you for everything they do on this channel is to go and check them out. You know what? If you can't support with a super chat or anything else, or the like button doesn't work for you, the one thing I will ask you to do is go and check out the mods channels and spread the love, because we support the entire tool community here on YouTube, and you can find lots of great stuff at all sorts of different places. And some of them are trying to find, get their feet under them, figure out what the channel is going to be. Mater had a great one today. He did a premiere with he has the new that skill table saw that's so cool with the folding legs that stay in it, and he had the Bauer shop vac with the Harbor Freight, I think it's Bauer also, the Cyclone dust separator attached to it as well, and he just did a whole demo with that. It was a really great video, so go check that out. Also, I want to thank everyone who does support us with super chats. You're all fantastic. Everyone from Chaka on up, Barbecue 76, and all of you. I know there's usually too many to remember, and I'm sorry. But everyone who supports us with the super chat, you are all fantastic. Thank you so much for the love and support. And speaking of which, then, I want to thank all of our fellow tool bearers, members in the channel there. It's the whole YouTube member thing. If you want information on it, it's down below. But fact of the matter is, you all are fantastic. And that's everyone with the bear behind their name. The color of the bear denotes how long they've been there. But I wish there was some way I could change that, because there's a lot of people who have been members for a long time. And then, like she said, the credit card expires, it kicks you out, then you get back in, you got to start over the bottom rung again. It sucks. But anyway, thank you so much for supporting the channel and following us, especially as we transition, from Montana down here to Southern Nevada and then back again. We're going to be down here until end of April, and then we'll be back in the Montana for 5 months, I think it is. Yeah. Oh, yep. And then back down here in the winter. Hopefully we'll get into the same RV park, because I really like it here.
It's really nice.
It's one of these. It's an RV park condo where you have to buy your spot, but then people who buy the spots, they're all off and off traveling, so they turn around and rent out spots. So we feel very blessed, and You know what? I should talk to the real estate guy who manages that. Maybe I can give him a shout out because he's super nice and got us in here. He knows that we've been trying to get a spot here.
Yeah.
So maybe we can share some love for him that way. All right. Go ahead.
Fred Hill, thank you for the $2 super chat with your cool pear exercise, dude. So thank you so much.
Can you hand me that cup?
No.
Is that yours? That's not
No,
yours. That's mine.
that's yours. No, it's my cup, but you're
My cup.
using it. Thanks for getting me a drink, by the way. I super appreciate that.
I didn't get
You didn't.
myself a drink.
He didn't get me a drink.
Kids got me a drink.
Did you have the kids get me a drink?
I did not.
Oh.
Because you were standing right next to the fridge. Facts. Now I'm going to do something she hates.
This is terrible. What he does is a travesty. Why are you even drinking soda if you're
I'm
decarbonizing
not
it?
decarbonizing. I'm lowering the carbonation. I like to drink my soda, not fizz it through my sinus cavities.
He's wrong, and he gets all the fizz out of his drinks.
Not all of it.
All of it.
Just like 85%.
All of it. Why does it? Why?
Schmoove.
Why? Marine X with a $5
Marine
super
X
chat.
is in the house.
Door kicked in. Pocket check. I'm carrying a Benchmade bug out carbon fiber Leatherman Wave and Esker wallet. Esker wallet. Awesome.
We used to have Esker wallets.
Mm-hmm.
They were a member of the channel, and I ended up giving all my way, thinking I was going to get another one. And I switched and got, if I can reach it, I liked my Esker wallet, but I switched to, what is this? Stock and Barrel from Ogden, Utah. It was a couple that does leatherworking. They sold it. They sold the company.
Oh, wow.
So, but it's this really flat style kind of thing, and I'm a minimalist, which is why I like the Esker wallets. But I don't know. I love that the Esker wallet has a little thing where you can flick a button and your cards pop up, and it's easy to grab it. So maybe I should do a comparison between the two. Hey, Elle.
She's not here.
Oh, she's not
I
here.
really want to eat this avocado.
You need a knife. It was funny because I'm so bummed. I was meaning to watch your I think it was a live stream you were doing about the he just mentioned it, the knives. I always forget what's it called. What's the butterfly?
The Leatherman?
No.
Benchmade.
Benchmade. The Benchmade's logo is a butterfly. International symbol for butterfly there, you know. And I love Benchmade. And I bought my daughter for Christmas. I bought her a Benchmade for one to carry around. And she's like, she was like, I'm worried that she's going to stab somebody. What are we going to do? I'm like, I'm worried for the person that she stabs, because if she stabs somebody, I'm not going to show up being like, oh my gosh, why did you stab this person? I'm going to show up going, what the hell did you do that made her stab you?
Yeah.
Because I'm the dad, that's why. Anyway, it's going to be a bad day for them. You think that knife was the worst thing that happened to you. Oh, Eddie says, we wanted to get an RV, drive out to the show, hate the plane stuff. Are you coming out for Con Expo? Because if you are, hit me up. Our email is red@denatools.com. If you want, any of you, if any of you are trying to figure out how to get to any of these trade shows or something, hit me up and we can help coordinate. We can tell you places to stay. Especially if you're looking to stay in it with an RV. We can tell you how to get around, where to go, places to avoid.
There's definitely, yeah, exactly.
All the good
I would say there are
restaurants.
definitely places to avoid, and
Yeah.
so definitely reach out.
New Den of Steaks channel. Oh, that sounds delicious.
Okay, that that cannot be right. $499.99. Wealthy prince from Nigeria. Will you be my Valentine? I don't really know what to say.
I will.
For $500, I think he will.
For $500, I'll make all sorts of inappropriate comments. That is awesome. Let me see it.
So, thank you for joining us.
That's quite a mugshot.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you
That's
so
awesome.
much.
Wealthy prince from Nigeria.
That's a unique one.
Well, you definitely made our Valentine's week, and it's our birthday week.
It is.
My
that
birthday-
was really kind of you.
My birthday was just a couple days ago, and her birthday is in a couple days.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, we were born on the same year.
And other lies my husband will tell you.
I said, believe it or not.
yeah,
there was
the
an
tank
option.
says watch out for a chargeback. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thought.
The Thomas says back in the day when Harbor Freight sold salvage stuff, from Walter's standpoint, it was just about the only place you could walk in and buy a 5-inch Makina rat tail grinder. Oh, that'd be cool. I can see that. TX says, I don't know how our Harbor Freight stays open. 15,000 people there and never anyone there. Like 4 people usually working. Yeah, well, they're probably having the problem that everyone else is having, which is, getting people to work. It's, they tout this, like, oh, we have the lowest, we have the super low unemployment. We just have people checking out because they all got, they all got money from somewhere else, or they're all doing the side gig economy. Why do you think they hired all those IRS agents to catch all these people who are working side gigs and are collecting unemployment at the same time? Because that double dip, that's how they're doing it. Is there still snow on the ground? Not here, there's not. I would imagine in Montana there is, because, boy, tell them about us getting out of Montana.
Yeah. It was crazy. The highway was shut down for a couple days. We had an earthquake. Then we got the sliver of time when it was possible. West Yellowstone had snow over the roofs. It was a lot of snow.
Oh, it was a lot.
And it really we didn't get positive numbers until we were in Utah. No.
Yes.
Halfway through Utah.
Southern Utah.
I was really surprised. We figured Idaho, it'll probably warm up a little bit. It was negative, significantly negative numbers. Until, what was it? Did you say Southern Utah? What did you just say?
Southern Utah.
Geographically, I'm
It was down near Beaver.
Yeah. And then it started to be 0. So getting out, I feel incredibly blessed. I always pray when we get on the road, even when it's the summer and it's dry. But it was really, really, we were fortunate to get out.
Traveler X says that the balloon that we're talking about before was at 60,000 feet, about 11 miles up. Good luck trying to reach that at 11 miles in the sky. We have our ways. You'd be surprised the engineers, the retired machinists, and people that I know. There's in this chat, we've got a ton of machinists and type who could build things that would blow your mind.
Hang on. Sorry, because it's going to get lost because it's not it. Oh, no, you did Dan of Tools. Fred is asking if I have celiac. Sorry for the spelling. Before you got to Vegas, it snowed there. Yes, it snowed the same day that we left.
Yep.
I do not have celiac. I have Crohn's, and gluten and I are not friends. And we're not really sure what it is. I've done a lot of testing, but it makes me really, really sick.
Mark commented, Elkin or Bondhouse? So I was right about Bondhouse. I knew that, and Elkin's, I can never remember the name of Elkin. But those are the two I would think, if you're going to find a stubby hex, those are the two that are going to make it. As far as driving out, all the way from home till we got to, say, Pocatello, felt like an episode of Ice Road Truckers. We were literally driving on 2 to 3 inches of packed ice and snow. It was
like Ice Road Truckers.
It was. Let's see here. Fred says, funny, I'm watching a stream over cable and listening and typing over the internet. The cable has a delay. Interesting. I'm trying to catch up on all the ones I was behind. Tank says, Dentools got the Central Machinery 10-inch drill press for $76 with a giant liquidation employee discount. Any opinions on it? Worth it? Should I return it? It's a decent drill press. What's press? Decent drill press. I've had a bunch of the small ones, and I have the one big 17-inch one. And for the money, I have shopped for drill presses. You can't come close. And if you get that thing squared up, you work the quill, get everything tightened, do it just right. I would also suggest replacing the belt with maybe like a higher end belt for a smoother kind of smoother belt use. Get less wobble in it. Other than that, they're fantastic. They really are. The talked about avocado time, steaks. They'll be watching. Did you mean Warren Buffett? Good debt. Warren Buffett is somebody who knows money and money management. That's for sure. I mean, the guy he's basically made his entire fortune out of money management and investing. Let's see here. Fred says, soapbox time. Biden wants to ban gas barbecues or pellet stoves or charcoal barbecues. He also wants to ban wood stoves. There's an area that's the only heat in the house. What do you want? What they want. Here's what they want. They're trying to come up with reasons, and they floated this idea about banning the gas stoves. And I've heard them talk about this, and I knew this was coming because if you saw the video I did where they were talking about banning gas furnaces, and I said this was going to be coming, or gas water heaters, or whatever it was, because, and they always go through, it impacts the impoverished areas and, targeted, communities more than, than the rich people do. Rich people being you and I, because middle class is rich as far as they're concerned. They want to push everyone to electric, and they want to put everyone on the grid. Because if everyone's on the grid, you can't just flip a switch and turn off someone's power. You make a comment on Facebook they don't like, they can't flip a switch and turn off your gas, but they can turn off your electricity. Get your social credit score up.
Can you turn the outside light on until your brother gets back? Thank you. Just turn on the light, please. Thank you.
Owen's Jeep Stuff says they're looking for the local Snap-on guy this week. It's time for some new socks. You should try Buffalo. Find some. I love Buffalo. I used to be anti-Buffalo because I only had Buffalo that was cooked, usually like Buffalo burgers and stuff. And then 2 years ago, we went to a place that somebody recommended in Montana, and I tried the Buffalo there. It was fantastic. And if you've seen some of if you go over to my TikTok and my Instagram, you see a lot more of the cooking stuff. And there's videos of me cooking Buffalo's ribeyes. We've got a supplier local that gets them from a local ranch for them. And I would eat those. If I could eat nothing but buffalo and elk, I would be a happy camper. And probably a lot healthier. Let's see here. TM says, I got distracted earlier. Was going to ask if you explored Streamify for these. It's a multi-connection bonding VPN. I use it to blend cellular, satellite, anything for solid live streams. I've not tried that. That's an interesting concept. I've not looked into that.
What was the name again?
Streamify.
Streamify. Okay.
I'll look into it. David says that he loves avocados, especially the Mexican ones, but they're controlled by the Mexican mafia. Yep. Frank says, want to stop by, say hi to everyone, have a great weekend. Jeff Teeter chimed in with Bond House. Thank you so much. Ricky says, I'm looking for a small size work van. What would you recommend if you were in the market for one? Boy, that's a good question. I used to have a work van and that I worked out of, but that was 25 years ago. I haven't looked at work vans. I mean, I've looked at like the Sprinters and stuff like that, and I looked at the Mercedes because a lot of those get converted to camper kind of stuff. Of course, I'm a huge Dodge fan, so I want to push the Dodge. But even the Dodge, I've heard iffy things about. The Ford, those new small Ford vans, that they look like little midget vans with a hot like a Mohawk kind of thing. I've heard great things about those as far as reliability and economy, which for work is important. And I think that's the way I would go. Um, the I think that's definitely the way. I don't know if somebody knows more about the current state of work fans. Maybe I should do a deep dive research into work fans. I'll take a look at it, but off the top of my head, that's the way I would go with that. The uh, let's see here. Forgot for a grinder. Which one would you buy? Either small or large. I think the small is 4.5 inch. Large is 6.5. For general use grinder, I would go 4.5 inch. And um, I always recommend corded grinders. I think the best grinders in the market are going to be right now probably going to be Makita or DeWalt. But for like average DIY use, get a Bauer from Harbor Freight. Get a corded one, it'll be fine. Um, and if it's for light duty use, get the Central Machinery or what do they call Warrior now, one that goes on sale for like $10. Nick says it's my 69th birthday today. Happy birthday, Nick!
Happy birthday, Nick! I did see that.
Another Aquarian.
All the cool people are born in February. And the other months.
Rick was replying to Jeff Teeters, for that price, the Flex oscillating tool is a superior tool without doubt. The Flex, as far as vibration control, the Flex stuff is fantastic. They make great tools. They're not inexpensive, but they're great tools. What do you think about Hyper Tough ratchets and sockets? They're decent entry level stuff. You know, if you're on a budget, you know, they're gonna be they'll work. They're not gonna just break on you or anything like that. I just got a pop up that someone's sending me an e-bike. I'm like, who's sending me an e-bike? Apparently I'm getting another e-bike. Jennifer White Wolf, 1952 here. Good first half decade. I'm 1969.
I'm not.
Three things: landed on the moon, Woodstock, and me. That's great things happen in threes. Stanley Mechanics Toolkit mixed set. That's a good one. Minnesota Scanner Live can use subscribers. There you go. Hey, if anyone's got a recommendation on a digital police scanner, her mom is looking for one. You know, she's blind, so I'm guessing she wants some entertainment or something.
I don't know.
Or she's just a nosy Nelly like you.
No. Did you just call me nosy?
No.
This is gonna be his last live stream. Get all your waves and yeah. He's gonna go see a pig farm next week. Gonna go visit.
Fred says, I found a singing job in Montana for your ex-wife. Well, I tried. We're trying to get her to move up there.
Yes.
What grade is your oldest bear? Once he graduates, you'll have to move to we move to Montana for good. I don't know. Because we want to be close. And I don't know. I just don't know. He's currently a sophomore, right?
Yes.
What?
10th grade.
10th grade.
No, the cool people that, you know, they don't say sophomore. They say 10th grade.
Whatever. Let's see here.
$2 super chat from Osama Abdua. I'm probably butchering your last name, and I super apologize. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Abdu? Thank you. Thoughts / rating the Craftsman 19.2 for prosumer.
That's they still make that? Hold on.
So again, please send us your police scanner recommendations. Specifically, let me read the requirements. Specifically. So not a downloadable one that's digital, not analog. Thanks. And I feel like there's another comment.
I don't. Well, and maybe you're not in the U.S., but in the U.S., Craftsman doesn't sell those tools anymore. The 19.2s got phased out. They're originally made by TTI. Excellent tools. I use them. I used them when I was doing, when I was running fiber and
Moderate Man said he thought the 19.2 was NiCad.
they were originally NiCad. There was some other battery tech that they put in there, but it was never lithium as far as I know. The and you can still buy the batteries, but I'm pretty sure, I don't think, I know Sears isn't selling them, so I don't know who would be selling them. Maybe you can buy them third party or something. I would say no, as far as if you're not already in it, no. If you're looking for something to invest in that's a line like that, I would look at Ryobi HP batteries or HP tools. I would look at the Hercules stuff. I would look at Metabo HPT. And Cobalt over at Lowe's. Those would be my four recommendations to go into that upper end prosumer to value pro level.
Osama says, I'm in the U.S. and I've been using them for years as a homeowner, about to do a house flip, so I was wondering if it would be good something to stay with. I have like 50 of the tools.
If you're in the line and they work, you can still buy batteries. So if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, is what we say. And I know plenty of people who built houses and did all sorts of stuff with them. So if it works for you, then fine. I mean, if you figure if you're having problems, it's slowing you down, and time is money, I get that. And then you're looking to make a switch. I totally get that. But it's, I built houses with corded power tools, and my only cordless was a Makita 9-volt screwdriver that took a fall 3 stories off of a house on the cement, cracked the handle off, and I used electrical tape to tape it back on. Made it feel weird in the hand, but it still worked. What's up, Low Bear?
Nothing.
Okay. Griffin's back behind the camera saying hi.
Help.
All right, let me catch up on some of this other stuff. Oh, my shoulder's been bothering me. Sorry.
Hi. Scoot over.
Hello.
Leatherworking, woodworking are very part-time hobbies of mine. Would be my win the lottery and retire plans. I can see that. Let's see here.
Sama said thank you for the detailed answer. You are so welcome.
The YouTube said happy birthday. Halo says, dip my toes into low voltage landscape lighting. So happy with the results. There is some amazing stuff out there, and I always kind of look down on it like, well, you can't get real good lighting from it. There's some neat stuff.
Babe.
Are you okay?
No,
What's going
my
on?
back hurts, so I'm moving.
Okay.
We'll see how ridiculous this looks on.
Wealthy Prince from Nigeria makes a comment. He's like, I've donated over $100,000 over the last year to random small YouTube channels, and that's the most common reply. I totally get that, and we super appreciate it. That is amazing, especially on our birthday week. That's totally awesome.
Super
So
awesome.
I think that's awesome that you do that for a lot of YouTube channels. That's really cool to support the small YouTube community like that. So good on you. Moderate Man says negative 28 in Logan. No.
Yeah, we just went through there.
Yeah. ES says, Barry, your thoughts on the rigid 3/8 ratchet. I have the Harbor Freight discontinued Earthquake 3/8. It works great, but since I have the 18-volt platform, I thought it might be a good addition. If you're already in... Here's my take on ratchets. If you're already in a platform, get whatever ratchet's already in that platform. If you're just using it for DIY kind of stuff. If you're a pro, I'm going to say if you're a pro, Milwaukee is the first choice. Close second, and the only reason I say it's second is the DeWalt 12 volt, and the only reason is because the style of the battery. And I typically don't care for batteries that are the Milwaukee M12 style. I like the slide-on batteries, but for a ratchet, the ergonomics of it are this. You have this weird like giant slab right here, and even with the 12 volt, it's still good size, or it's flat and it's kind of weird. The internal battery kind of thing just works well with the 12 volt system for ratchets, and that's the only one I would say. So I would rank it Milwaukee, DeWalt a close second. The 12 volt atomic stuff, or not extreme stuff, is amazing. The atomic stuff isn't bad either. Not at all. It's great. It's just a little bit bigger battery. And if you get the Power Stack, that's a great one. And then Harbor Freight's Hercules line in 12 volt would be my third choice. It'd be higher up if they would come out with a brushless and expand that warranty to cover the 12 volt line, which I've been really pushing Harbor Freight to do. In case you guys don't know, I have contacts over at Harbor Freight, and I've been going, gotta expand that 5-year line to the 12 volt stuff for the Hercules. That said, if you're already in rigid and it'll work for you, then stay in the rigid. It may not be the best ratchet out there, but if you're doing it for DIY stuff, the performance difference isn't going to be feasible to get into an entirely different battery line over it, unless you need it for the size. In which case, I totally get. If you pick up one of those Milwaukee, I've got some Milwaukee 12 volt stuff, and I have it just specifically because I use those few tools that I like in the 12 volt line. What?
I love you.
Okay, I love you too. Jody says, look at the new Hercules battery platform. Is it worth it? I don't know. Is it worth it to you? I like it. When it first came out, I said these are the best brush tools I've ever seen, and they've now expanded into the brushless tools. That impact, that ultra impact, it's a silly name, but it brings the beans for the money. It's shocked the entire impact world, and this impact driver is going to do the same. People are going to have to go back and retool because Harbor Freight is just cutting them off at the knees. They're coming out with stuff that's as good or better for half the price, and batteries that are dirt cheap. Literally, the 12 volt battery with cells as good as I tore it apart. Top of the line Samsung cells is just kneecapping the Milwaukee stuff and making you go, Milwaukee, why are you charging this much? So is it worth it? It would be worth it to me. It might be worth it to the guy down the street, but maybe to you, maybe you don't have a Harbor Freight near you. Maybe they don't have as big a tool line as some of the other tools out there. Maybe there's stuff that you need they don't have, or if they do, they're gonna have it, but it may be a year or two. So that's a call you have to make for yourself.
You are behind.
I'm always behind. Project Farm did a video on grinders, and the Hercules stone wore the least. Okay. How did it do? What grinders did he recommend and say were good buys and stuff? Fred says, I just turned 65. Awesome. Zaphiel says, Uniden SDS 100. Uniden's been like the go-to gold standard for consumer scanners for years and years and years. Dentil's police scanners can get interesting and entertaining. Nothing like hearing the local snow enjoyer get a tasered. Get tasered. Or the police scanner. I would probably listen to that.
Do not know.
Yep. Ow! She's beating me.
He's tickling my foot live.
No, I'm not.
Stop.
Lies. Pixar didn't happen. Bader said he found a desktop one on eBay for $113. The desktop scanners are cool. I like the desktop stuff. I used to have a cool desktop CB base station. Remember that? We could listen to the truckers on the 5.
Yeah.
But nobody uses CB anymore. It's kind of a bummer. Sorry. 338 Lapua. 3 rated 6.5 are also nice. So I don't have 338 Lupula. I do have my standard go-to is 308. My two sons are in 6.5. They also were Sitka, so.
Lay down, God.
I will say this. I've shot their 6.5. It's like a $350 Black Friday. It's the Savage Axis, comes with the scope in both cases. They're just laser beams. It's like you can't miss with it. It's a slightly lighter round. It's more about shot placement. But when you got that kind of accuracy, shot placement isn't that hard. I'm a crotchety old dude who hunts with a lever action in 308. So
you're a crotchety old dude.
I'm just a crotchety old dude, period.
Yep.
Mataba is a good alternative. I love Mataba. Mataba HPT is what I think we're talking about here. Is fantastic. Lifetime, which is as long as they're making the tool, it's under warranty for the lithium-ion cordless stuff only. Wings and Beats is Harbor Freight going to step up and send you one of the U.S. General boxes for a review? Don't know, but I would not be against it. I've got a perfect spot in my new shop. There's a little cutout over against the wall where we're doing all the automotive stuff, and one of those boxes with a hutch and a couple side lockers, just like we saw at SEMA, but instead of being gray, maybe in white.
He has a thing for white trucks,
Black dogs. I'm getting hard lobbied for a second dog, and of course the two boys are like, we need to get another Labrador so we can have a real duck dog, because our current duck dog is a couch princess. She would take one look at that water and be like, that's too cold for me. I'm going back to the couch where the snacks are. It's not a lie. Go King says, looks like the furry buffalo is loose. Scouts are so awesome. You get to work with your entire family. Don't take that for granted. I don't. I say a prayer every night when I go to bed, and I talk about what I'm thankful for and what I need help with personally and professionally, and for the family. Because and don't think that our family is perfect. We have a lot of struggles, and I don't ever want to put that thing out there like we live the perfect life. Instagrammers, yay! No, we have all sorts of issues. Don't we, Duncan?
He's not listening.
Yes. And he's not the only one.
No.
But I think probably the only one in the house who is without sin has got 4 legs. Don't you? Princess Snugglesworth at Mom's feet.
She says she can't talk right now.
Yeah. For instance, I know the YouTube channels have been hit hard. The commercial support has dried up. The big channels will make it, but the small ones are hurting. Well, that happens this time of year every year. So it's and it's happened at YouTube before. When I started YouTube, it was back in the wild days of you could start a channel about anything, and you could make money doing it. And our rates, our CPM rates or whatever, were just astronomical, and like literally just got monetized, and 2 months later, what was it, Admageddon or whatever it was, the whole thing where the print media went to war with YouTube and the CPM went off a cliff.
Yeah. And
we fought back. It'll happen. They gotta pay because that's where the eyeballs are. So, let's see here. Don't forget the Skill has a 12-volt ratchet. I have the Skill 12-volt ratchet. And again, it's one of those ones, that's why I say I don't like that form factor. The Skill, it's not a bad ratchet. It works fine. I've used it, but it's not my favorite thing in the world. Ricky says the 6.5 will have less drop off and stay flatter after 300 yards, over 308. What are your thoughts? Not that much. Not that much. And it will, and the 3.8 will carry more. And at 400 yards, which is the max you really should be shooting at, they're about equal. And yeah. Anyway, I shoot both. I shoot the kids. I shoot mine. I still like my 308s. The best 5+ combo set that isn't yellow or red. Blue. Cobalt. Especially if you can get the XTR. What do you think about the new Milwaukee Impact Driver? It looks like it's doing good. How much does it cost again? Yeah, it's Milwaukee, they're all going to have to adjust once you see what that Hercules is doing to them. Fred says, I sold some of my broomsticks. I hate this. Broomsticks are verbiage that we use here for, as we call them, long distance paper punchers, powder actuated power tools, that kind of stuff, because, YouTube. Right now it's 50-50. The government will get their hand into what I can have. I was afraid that I was afraid they were going to ban them. Government needs to get a grip. It's not going to get into it here.
Nope.
Traveler X says, try 338 Lapua to make sure you can tolerate the recoil 6.5. Creedmoor is a good target. I don't have any need for 338 Lapua. If I need something long distance, I think the most I would go for would be 300 Win Mag. I've shot 338, and it's just, I don't need it. I don't have any need for it. It's like buying a Lamborghini. Lamborghinis are cool. I would have no practical use for it. Jeff says, I still use my dad's WW2 M1 30-06. A lot of my buddies use 30-06. It's a classic. Another one says Uniden SDS 100/200 desktop model, pretty much the de facto scanners now. Whistler is TRX might be an option, but not as popular. I think Uniden. If somebody asked me to say brand, I would have said Uniden. Mater says Hercules, Win, Rikon, Jet, Delta, Shopfox, Skill Bauer Performance Tools were the ones tested. Oh, you're talking about the Project Farm, okay, for the grinders. 7mm PRC is the best. Is the new beeswax? It's been used to take elk. A lot of manufacturers are making it for 2023. Yeah, there's always some new around. That's why I'm surprised that Creedmoor 6.5 has stuck around for as long as it has.
Mm-hmm.
Fred says, I hear at Yellowstone they're going to be awarding the Darwin Award for these idiots that have to get into buffalo's faces, have to get a selfie. We sell shirts.
Yeah.
And you'll see, there's shirts and signs you'll see at some of the local tourist areas of like buffalo petting season or buffalo riding season. Go ride a buffalo. And yeah,
Yeah.
and honestly, it's not the buffalo that scare me the most for people. It's the elk.
Yeah.
They think the elk are cute, fuzzy deer. These are prehistoric sized creatures.
Yeah.
And if you think the bull elk are bad,
And their mamas.
get between mama and her calf,
Yeah.
and you will catch a hoof to the face.
Yep.
And that's all you're going to know
Yep.
ever again.
Yep.
That and drinking through a straw. Yeah. Everyone who thinks Yellowstone is a frigging zoo, they should come in. Do you think this is a zoo? Yes. Sorry, you can't enter.
Yeah.
That's all it should be. That said, if you're in the area, everyone around Yellowstone is renting snowmobiles, and there's great trails for snowmobiles right now. Helps out the local community. Yeah, I'm gonna have a great time, and you're gonna see a side of Yellowstone almost no one ever sees. Fantastic time to go to the park. Speaking of Yellowstone, the stupidest thing I saw at NHS was
Talk about it.
I've got a picture.
Well, I have a friend who wanted me to get it.
Wait. Let me see if I can pull up the picture. You're gonna love this.
I thought you posted it.
No, not yet. I've been meaning to, and I didn't get around to it. There's that's not it.
There.
Well, no, that's a picture, but that's not the one. I want the one with you in it. There it is. Oops.
Technical difficulties.
Hope you can see this.
It's me with Rip.
And Rip is holding what?
Barbecue stuff?
A Yellowstone branded outdoor barbecue utensil
Sort of
set.
thing. And the other hand, I think, has a barbecue mitt. Like for...
Yes. It looks like a MIG welding glove.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the leather with the unfinished leather coming up the sleeve, and it says Yellowstone on it.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of it. And we've seen at our local store in Livingston, Yellowstone branded cast iron cookware made in China. Don't buy Lodge, folks. That's all there is to it.
We were almost caught up.
We're caught up. Zap says, Fred, I'll give you $20 to jump on the back of a buffalo. I will say this, your back won't hurt anymore. Walking will be difficult.
Perhaps breathing.
The Mayor says, I prefer 50 BMG for long distance. Believe it or not, 338 is better than 50 BMG, but 50 BMG is for taking out equipment. It really is for like engine blocks and that kind of stuff. It is material destruction is what it's for. 338 is for the other thing. Traveler says, in Yellowstone Hotel, I've seen people would drive up to elk calf to pet them with mama elk ready to kill. Yep. Fred says, you're not going to believe this. Top 10 killers in the USS. Is that US? Number 10 is deer. Moose are in there and elk. The moose are blind a bat. Matthew says, I remember visiting Yellowstone, Jackson Hole back in the 90s. Big tourist thing was, don't feed the bears. Next sign next to a bear with a, I'm not a bear sign. I got it on a mouse pad.
That's funny.
Jackson Hole is one of the biggest sore spots for me because I went there several times as a kid, back in the late 70s, early 90s. And it was just the coolest Old West town you've ever seen. And about, I don't know, how many years ago was that when we were in the Class A? I guess it was when we first moved to Vegas, so 5-6 years ago.
5-6 years ago.
We drove, we bought a Class A RV. We'd left California, moved to Vegas, bought a Class A, and took the summer and drove all over the western U.S.
Yeah.
And I remember taking the kids to Jackson Hole because I was super excited to share with them this super cool town. And we got there, and everything was a bistro or an art gallery or jewelry store. And it was like the most expensive stuff. We're coming into town, we passed this airport where you got lines parked of the highest end private jets you've ever seen, limos stacked waiting to pick people up. I asked about a hotel room because I wanted to stay at this one hotel. It was $450 a night.
Yeah.
Our RV spot was $250 a night. Oh, I was so upset with Jackson Hole.
Yeah.
It is.
We haven't really been back.
Yeah. Nope, not going back. Don't have any need for it. Not going to do it.
Yeah.
On Catalina Island, they give bison birth control. I've heard about that. Have you been to Custer State Park? That's all that's there. You don't get out of your car. It's a great place. The park is great. We've driven past it. We've been in the area, but we've not been in Custer State Park. Fat Cat Heavens. Opinion on glitches. Milwaukee at Home Depot happened several times a year. 2 days ago, buy more, save more, double the discount. I did hear about that, and I knew it was happening, and I didn't put out a video because we don't support that kind of stuff. And you can say I'm on my moral high horse or something.
No, I think that they were the one that was saying, somebody else had commented, what do you think about it? I did it and I felt uncomfortable, was basically the comment that the person said. And so they were wondering what your thoughts were.
Yeah. I did one thing a while ago where it was like one of the things like where you could, they call it the tool hack, but which is what Home Depot does. But on the tool hack, they list a price value for each item, and they expect a certain amount of people to return the other item and then pay the discounted price. It's one of those, it's like the lost leader. They want you to buy both by giving you this great sale price and hope that you'll just end up keeping it, knowing that a certain amount of people will return one of them. They know what's going on. They could change that at any time. Lowe's did one where they did the same thing, but you could return one item and end up keeping the other item for free. And I did that, and I felt dirty after that, and I've never done it again. We don't like we have a Facebook group with over 100,000 people helping to find deals and stuff like that. We don't allow posts about hacks. All right. The Home Depot thing isn't really a hack. It's part of the process. It's built in. They know what's going on. But something where you get something for free, or you get something like they've mismarked it. Quick, everyone run down there and buy it while it's mismarked. We don't do that. Other channels are free to do it. I'm not gonna lay judgment. That's just my personal choice, the way we live our lives. So you guys do you. We're gonna do us. That's all I'm gonna say on it. Dead tools here in the swamps of Louisiana. I don't have to shoot past 30 yards. 12 gauge with a slug works great. Well, I grew up in the Midwest. 12 gauge with a slug was what everyone used. Of course, you also sat in a tree, wait for a deer to come by, and then pull the old Abe Lincoln on him. Actually, I guess it'd be more the book depository, wouldn't it?
I'm not even
Too soon?
commenting.
Too soon. Anyway, we're caught up. We're coming close to 2 hours, so we're going to cut it right here. Thank you all for joining us and being part of the channel. Thank you everyone who supported us with I should say thank you to I'm tired. Thank you for the mods who supported us and who are here each and every week. You all are fantastic. Again, get a chance, go check out their channel. Give them a like. Maybe subscribe. Leave a comment. A like, a comment, and a view at the very least. And that really helps people out. And who knows, maybe you'll find some great content that you really like that's almost as good as what you get here. And thank you so much to the people who support us with Super Chats. You all are fantastic, especially the wealthy prince from Nigeria. Who knew? And yes, we will be happy to be your Valentine. Thank you so much. And you know what? And thank you also to everyone who's a member with the channel, whether you've been here for a month or whether you've been here for years. You all are the heart and soul of the channel, and I get a smile on my face every time we come into the Super Chat and I see all the bears and know that, that's our tribe there, and you're part of the den. So thank you. Hey, and also a big thank you to Coon Trucking. Go check them out on YouTube. Super nice guys. Be sure to check out was it Tool Pros and the Tool Wife over on Instagram. Also check out I forgot his name now. Oh, I'm gonna lose my mind here. Give me a second. I gotta look it up.
Please.
Cause I feel bad because he's been catching a lot of hell because he made the mistake of showing that Harbor Freight tools aren't complete and utter junk, and people can't handle that. Mastering Mayhem. He's been doing a series on Instagram where he's been showing off the Hercules impact against pretty much every other impact out there, and it's either keeping pace or dominating everyone out there, and it's ridiculous. And of course, everyone's like, "You faked this, you're pushing harder." You realize in a lot of those tests, if you push harder, it actually slows down the tool, right? You gotta let the tool do the work. You leaning on it 500 tons actually causes the thing to bind. But I mean, facts. Anyway, he's been getting a lot of grief from the haters because the second you start showing that Harbor Freight's not junk, the person who paid $500 for their tools is going to get upset. So go and show him some love as well. Anyway, that's all we got for you tonight. Thanks again for joining us. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on. Now to see if I can exit this video without the... Probably don't want to watch this part because the video's going to get all choppy. Let me do this.
Sorry.
Ah!
We have no idea how to. One moment.